Have you ever stopped to think about why, despite so many opportunities, some people remain stagnant while others manage to transform their financial reality in an impressive way? The answer lies in something you've probably heard of but never stopped to study deeply: the magic code of wealth. This code is not a magic formula or something impossible to achieve. On the contrary, it is a combination of habits, mindset, and financial decisions that, when followed with discipline, can put anyone on the path to wealth. But what really makes this code so powerful? The answer lies in how it is based on universal principles. Most people think that in order to be rich, you need advanced financial education or to find a unique opportunity. But what rich people know is that the real key to wealth is in how you think and act when facing opportunities. They have an abundance mindset, focusing on solutions rather than problems, and understand that true wealth comes not only from hard work, but also from smart decisions that expand their financial opportunities. For example, many of today's great millionaires started from humble beginnings, but what sets them apart from others is the fact that they always invested in themselves and in what truly drives growth. The magic code involves investing your time and resources into what truly matters for your development, whether in constant learning, building powerful networks, or efficiently managing your money. Therefore, by understanding this code, you can act differently, making smarter and more strategic decisions that can accelerate your journey towards prosperity. Abundance mindset versus scarcity mindset. When you look at people who have achieved financial success, have you noticed that they have one thing in common? They don't see the world the same way most people do. The secret lies in how they think about money and opportunities. They have an abundance mindset. Did you know that the way you perceive money and success can be the difference between a life of scarcity and a life of abundance? The abundance mindset is the key to success, and it boils down to a simple yet powerful idea. Money is a tool that flows freely and is always available to those who know how to use it intelligently. On the other hand, the scarcity mindset is what keeps most people trapped in a cycle of frustration and dissatisfaction. People with a scarcity mindset believe that resources are limited and that in order to achieve wealth, they must compete with others instead of collaborating. This creates anxiety, fear of losing, and a constant feeling that it will never be enough. Now think about this. Have you ever caught yourself thinking something like, "I don't have enough money to invest," or "there are few opportunities"? These are limiting beliefs, products of the scarcity mindset. On the other hand, someone with an abundance mindset sees the world as a place full of opportunities, where it's possible to create new sources of income and prosperity without depending on what others have. A simple example: imagine two people who receive a bonus at work. One of them thinks, "This is a sign that I'm on the right track. I'll invest in something that will bring me even more return." The other, with a scarcity mindset, thinks, "I should save this money. I don't know when I'll need it." The first person is thinking of expanding their opportunities, while the second is only trying to protect what they have without considering the potential for growth. Therefore, this is the starting point for anyone who wants to apply the magic code of wealth. It opens the mind to the infinite possibilities that can arise when you allow yourself to look to the future with optimism and confidence. The secret of investments and calculated risks. Did you know that while many people avoid taking risks for fear of losing, the rich do exactly the opposite? They control risks and use them to their advantage. The secret to accumulating wealth is not avoiding risks, but learning how to take calculated and strategic risks. Most people with a scarcity mindset avoid any type of investment for fear of losing. They prefer to keep their money safe and stored, without realizing that in the modern economy, the real risk is not investing. Money that sits idle loses value, and by doing nothing with it, you are actually missing out on a great growth opportunity. Now, imagine this. You have the chance to invest in something promising, but the idea of losing some of your money generates great fear. What rich people know and do is that risk, when well calculated, brings great returns. They don't invest without strategy, but do so with careful planning and analysis of where and how to place their money. Investing doesn't just mean putting money into stocks or real estate. It means investing in knowledge, self-development, and strategic partnerships. Every step taken by someone with an abundance mindset is a step taken with intelligence and purpose. For example, great investors like Warren Buffett always say that the greatest risk is not investing in yourself. This includes improving your skills, expanding your network, and exploring new business opportunities. They invest in education, new ideas, and most importantly, in risk management practices, such as diversification of investments, so that if something goes wrong, the impact is smaller. The lesson here is clear. The rich are not afraid to take risks, they are afraid of losing the chance to grow. And if you want to apply the magic code, you need to learn how to control risks and understand how to make these risks work in your favor. The role of time. How rich people use time to their advantage. Did you know that one of the biggest differences between rich people and ordinary people isn't money, but how they manage their time? Time, for successful people, is the most precious resource, and they know exactly how to make the most of it. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that money is the biggest factor for success, but in reality, time is the most valuable resource. And those who understand this are the people who reach great levels of wealth. They don't just focus on making more money, but on optimizing the use of time, so that every minute is converted into learning, productivity, or opportunity. Let's break this down in detail. Rich people don't waste their time on tasks that don't bring immediate or future returns. They delegate what isn't essential, or, better yet, automate processes so they can focus on activities that really matter for the growth of their businesses or personal lives. For example, instead of spending hours in traffic, many choose to use that time to learn something new, read books, or even meditate. Every second counts. On the other hand, people who struggle to achieve wealth often spend their time on activities that drain their energy, such as worrying about things they can't control or performing repetitive tasks that could be delegated. The secret of the rich lies in the strategic management of time, prioritizing actions that will bring long-term results. Here's a practical tip. The next time you feel overwhelmed, ask yourself, is this task bringing me closer to my financial goal? What can I delegate or automate so my time is better spent? This simple shift in perspective can make a huge difference in how you manage your life and finances. How you can apply the magic code to your life. Now that you know the secrets behind the abundance mindset, risk management, and the intelligent use of time, the big question is, how can you apply this magic code to your own life? The good news is that there's no mystery, and what you need to do is simple, but it requires action and commitment. First, start with your mindset. The most important change happens internally. To achieve wealth, you need to develop an abundance mindset. This means stopping focusing on what's lacking and starting to recognize the infinite possibilities around you. Ask yourself every day, what opportunities can I take advantage of today? Instead of worrying about scarcity, focus on creating more, whether at work, in your personal development, or in the relationships you build. The next step is to invest strategically. It's not just about money, but investing in your knowledge, your skills, and your mental and physical health. Read books, attend courses, talk to people who can teach you something new. Investing in yourself is the best kind of investment you can make. Also, look for areas in your life where you can apply intelligent time management. If you feel overwhelmed, reorganize your routine. Delegate more tasks, automate processes, and dedicate more time to activities that truly add value to your life. Seeking a mentor or joining groups that share the same goals can be a powerful way to accelerate your journey. Finally, remember that risk is a fundamental part of this journey. It's not about being reckless, but about calculating risks intelligently. Remove the fear of losing and learn from each attempt. Even great investors had failures before achieving success. The key is not to give up and to learn at every step of the way.